Huron Karst, Viceroy of the Hand of Mar and Magister of Nos Arax, strode out onto the rickety planks of Nos Arax's dredging docks, watching the approaching ships with an impassive expression. 6 vessels, all hefty caravels, meant to weather the fury of the Stormkeeper and the Kraken Father alike, approached at a brisk speed. "Are you concerned, Viceroy?" the chronicler inquired, taking up position alongside the Viceroy and his entourage of halberdiers, and pulling his soot-blackened cloak tight about his thin frame. "Always," the Viceroy said, his voice barely hiding his disdain. "Family matters should be those of comfort and solace." "Should they?" The Viceroy's glare silenced the chronicler. "I am in a sour mood," he said, "and have little patience for errant jesting. Perhaps family matters can be comforting to the common riffraff, but amongst the high houses they are always of concern." The chronicler smirked. "Come now, Viceroy, you haven't seen your sister in years. Perhaps she has changed." The Viceroy scoffed and turned to glare back out at the coming ships. "Her change? You might as well ask the deserts to become lush and the mountains to flatten themselves into fertile fields. No, she's here for her own game. No doubt she'll descend the boarding ramp with that hawkish grin of hers and tell me she has lamented my absence. Then she'll say she's heard of my exploits here on this hand-forsaken island chain and want a part of the plunder and mayhem." The chronicler stifled a chuckle and shivered in the frigid wind. "Did you bring a leash, perchance?" "A hefty iron chain, more like." The Viceroy's lips twisted into a mirthless smile. "And no, even that wouldn't avail us." The chronicler gave the Viceroy a subversive glance. "You could always have her killed, if she is that much of a nuisance." The Viceroy glanced at his companion and raised an eyebrow before letting out an exasperated sigh. "No, my father cares for her too much. I think he finds her hedonistic, violent temperament to be endearing. Killing her would wound him. It would make him sad. And that might cause him to die." "And that'd be cause for dismay for you?" the chronicler asked, deviously. The Viceroy laughed. "In a few years' time, not at all. My affairs here will be in order, and I will truly have our gracious queen's eye, but for now my father's position and influence is advantageous to me. It would be problematic if he expired before his time." The chronicler mused, nodding to himself. "No assassination, then?" "Not yet, in any case," the Viceroy affirmed, "but I appreciate the thought." With that, they trailed off into silence as the ships made their approach. The Viceroy could immediately tell which of the ships was his sister's. The first in line, approaching rapidly, its sails only now being furled so close to the docks. "Sister," Huron growled to himself, "if you smash my freshly rebuilt docks with your reckless landing, I will flog you like a common deckhand." But of course, she didn't damage the docks. As the sails furled, just in time, Huron could hear her bellow out orders to the oarsmen, who held their oars rigid in the water to slow the ship, just in time. And as they reached the dock at a speed that was just enough to cause it to buckle and for Huron to nearly lose his balance, but not enough to cause any sort of meaningful damage, the oars retracted, just in time. The boarding ramp slid from the deck not a few heartbeats later. And before the crew could even begin the mooring process, Livinia Karst, elder sister to Huron Karst, descended the ramp, adorned in her ridiculous corsair's hat, bottle in hand. Her stride was an arrogant saunter, and her smile was, much as Huron predicted, predatory in an almost avian manner. "Well, well, well, brother. It has been a long time since," she called out. "Not long enough," Huron muttered. He strode forward and begrudgingly received his sister's embrace. He could smell the rum on her breath. "Come now, don't be like that," she chided. "Aren't family reunions supposed to be joyous affairs?" Huron cast a snide glance at the chronicler, who in turn stifled another chuckle. "Oh yes, sister," Huron said, with no small amount of sarcasm. "How I always look forward to them." Always running off, you, Livinia said with a smirk, striding past the Viceroy and patting one of his guards on the shoulder for no particular reason. First to that bog-infested hellhole down south, now here. It's almost like you want to get away from me. Huron followed, advancing quickly to move alongside her down the dock towards the city's soot-covered gates. You'd be forgiven for thinking that, he said, deadpan. Well, she continued, looking up at the scaffold-bedecked tower rising from behind the gates and the walls. You've been busy. Ever the industrious creature, aren't you? I've always thought you had the demeanor of a termite queen. That you've already built half a bloody city here only proves my suspicions. Huron snorted. Thank you, dear sister, for your gracious compliment. High House scions always love to be likened to vermin. Lavinia ignored his snide remark and gave him another glance as they crossed from the dock onto the ash-strewn stone path that led up to the gate. So, I've heard there are natives to pacify, untamed virgin lands to conquer and despoil. I sailed all the way from southern Jahavan to see what you were up to. So predictable, Huron thought. Let me guess. You wish to provide your assistance in my endeavors. Why, of course, Livinia said, flashing her predatory grin. Family ought to aid one another in their travails. Fine, Huron said, looking up towards the partially completed Tower of the Covenant looming over the city. Hand knows one can never have too many blunt instruments to hurl at one's foes. Livinia clapped him on the shoulder. That's the spirit, brother. Excellent to hear. Just tell me where you need something reeved and plundered, and I'll do the rest. But for now, my fleet ran out of rum, and I desperately need a tavern to recuperate, so if you'll excuse me. With that, she strode towards the gates, and Huron nodded to the gatekeepers above to allow her entry. Then he turned, gazed out towards the docks, where her reinforcements were already beginning their disembarkation, and sighed. Well, he said to himself, best make use of the tools that are provided. And with that, he turned to follow her, making for the foundation of the Tower of the Covenant. He would not be joining his sister in the tavern. He would be praying for guidance, for deliverance.
Greetings, my fellow Reavers. It is the Ash Heriter, and welcome back to Age of Wonders 4, where we continue on with our Hand of Mar Reaver campaign. As you saw in the introduction, we have ourselves a new character, the sister of our Viceroy Huron Karst, Livinia Karst. A fearsome corsair, we can say. Officially, she's not a corsair, but unofficially, that's mostly what she does. She's temperamental and, let's just say, wild. So she'll be doing some extracurricular raiding and violence, and may not always answer to Huron Karst's call. So, we're going to equip her with the Life Drinker and the Barbed Shield. We can also give her this crown here, and we should have a Ring of Endurance to give her as well, and we don't have any more items because I disenchanted the Wand of Raised Dead. So, there we have it. She's going to be a predominantly melee-focused character, and we're going to send her off to go do some, some violence. And I think it's only fair that she goes to terrorize the sea creatures. She is a sea-based character after all. So, Huron himself is going to go and despoil these spiders, but not before we appoint Livinia Karst as the... Actually, I'm going to... No. I'm appointing Livinia Karst as the governor of Ashgate for now. We'll see if she actually serves there well. And we will expand the population of Ashgate immediately. So, what we can do here is start by constructing a mana conduit. We could also get a research post going here. No, let's get a mana conduit. I want more mana. And let's move our troops into position so that we can readily destroy these hunting spiders. I'd rather not fight this out. I'm afraid of hunting spiders. Okay, I guess we're fighting this one out because I think we can do that without having one of our troops get killed. So the prognostication of our priests shows a dire outcome. So Huron Karst will need to manually lead his troops into battle this time. So we're going to open up this episode off with a bit of violence, which is always good. So, let's have our troops advance. Ah, that is water. Okay, good to know. So these guys can jump pretty far. There's a pretty good chance that they're going to be able to get to us this turn. That's, it is the way it is. But, what's the range on our nets, huh? 5? So if I could, say, get these guys up here and throw some nets onto those spiders, how would that pan out for us? No, I'm going to wait. We're going to pull them back here. Going to use the... Come on, game. Sometimes you, like, click on a unit, you have to double-click, and that, occasionally throws me off. Okay. Got ourselves more of these guys over here. And, of course, a large snack. And our magma spirits. I don't know what happens to them if they get wet. Let's just not find out. As for Huron Karst, he's going to go deep into the enemy flank. And we'll take a bit of defensive posture himself over there. Our Harrier shouldn't be in range of anything, so we'll end our turn and see how the enemy responds. 2 units of hunting spiders. These are kind of dangerous, so we'll see what they're... Ah, wow. That's pretty clutch. They just webbed everyone, but it's okay. They're going to put themselves into this nicely surrounded position. It's going to allow us to beat the crap out of them pretty hard, so... If that's where they want to be, then that's okay. Alright, so we've got a couple of options. We can pull Huron Karst up here. I think we want to wait on him. So we can get our nets to be cast, of course. I think I want to cast my nets on this one right here. And we need to start taking out these slithers. So I'm actually going to send bigger slither to go and actually deal with them. And then we can have our magma spirits pull in. Ah, it's a ranged unit. Okay, I should have actually just kept them there. Alright, so they're no longer wet. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, well, we have assassination, of course. It can do a lot of damage. This can probably do more. No, actually, assassination can do even more if we're flanking. So, we're going to get up right behind this spider. But before we do that, I am going to throw a net onto it. Just to make sure that it's marked. Okay, good. You guys are stuck into position, which is not ideal. Could do a drive back, or we could just whack them hard, or I'm going to open this up with an assassination attempt. So, I'm going to stab them, do some pretty good damage. Good work there. Unfortunately, I didn't kill one of them, which is kind of what I would have liked. But, it is the way it is. This ought to kill one. Indeed. Can we kill it completely? Yes. Alright, so this will fully get rid of one of these spiders, and then we can have our Harriers come in here. I'm going to attack with the, not the flanker first, apparently. Okay. All I can do is attack here. Well, gotta soak up this, attack somehow. And then we can get our priests out of here. No, we cannot. They are immobilized. Alright. Alright. What do we do? Can we subdue it? I think I'm just going to subdue it. Not sure if that actually stops it from fighting or doing anything, but in case it does, that'll be good for us. Alright, let's end our turn. We may still suffer a casualty here. Okay, Slither's fighting the Stormscale Serpent. Stormscale Serpent should win this pretty easily. How are we doing here? Okay, so the lesser magma spirits can just straight up take out the slithers. That's what we're gonna have them do, which is gonna allow the Stormscale Serpent to do its thing, and the spider is subdued, indeed. So we that does completely take them out of the picture. These priests are really good. You can do that. So we're gonna dismiss it. I'm not taking it. We don't recruit spiders here. So let's send our forces back. New Empire Development skill available. We have 146. That's not quite enough, though. Road building? Perhaps. We don't need to do excavations. Anything here, actually? Tier 1 units cost 20% less upkeep. You know what? I'm taking that. Because we've got quite a few Tier 1 units. We also have some higher tier units here. I'm hoping these Dragoons actually show up. And I don't know what mod is causing this, because I've disabled a bunch of mods. And, that has not fixed the problem. So, that seems to just be a bug in the game. I'm, hoping that that gets fixed. Was this something we could just... Yeah, it is. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Thought it was. Sorry, guys. It's, been about a day since I've played, so... exploring out here. Ah, look. Sunken treasure. Perfect. 66 gold. I'll take it. What do we hear? Enemies. And another island, from the looks of it. It's a slightly more distant island. That's okay. We shall end our turn. And guys, if you are enjoying this series, if you enjoyed the first episode and you think you're going to enjoy this one, do drop this video a like. And I haven't seen the progress of the next episode yet, because I'm actually recording this just before that one goes up. Like an hour before that one goes up on YouTube, so I guess we'll see how well it does. But to any of you that commented on the previous episode, thanks in advance. And to any of you guys that can do so on this one, that is tremendously helpful. Anything that helps bolster the numbers of the dreaded algorithm on the first few episodes of a series is clutch to ensure that that series actually, you know, builds some traction and helps my baby channel grow, which is ultimately what I would like to do. So, let's go send her, Livinia, to go and hunt some sea life. We're not going to be able to see if these actually worked, because this is going to be a naval battle, so we're just going to auto-resolve this. And we'll get ourselves a Mace of Smiting. It's a tier 2 weapon. It's cool. And some gold. And we're going to go hunt more penguins, which will auto-resolve as well, because naval battles thus far still not super interesting. Once you can actually start to build like cool ships, then it gets a little cooler. But I want to actually build a proper navy rather than just using our transport ships. So, there isn't much left, like, at least on this island. I mean, there's plenty left, but we need to start looking for a new city to settle. In the meantime, Livinia Karst has leveled up, so she is definitely going to be a melee character. So, a bit of a melee character, a bit of a leader. Gonna be a different type of leader. So we're gonna take entirely offensive stuff for her. So we're going to, oh, we could actually give her Shearing Blades or Sundering Strikes. I could give her Sundering Defense. You know what, Sundering Strikes sounds pretty cool. So she'll have that. By the way, she has the trait Panache. That's the trait that she came with, which melee base attacks have a 60% chance of applying Taunted, which sounds pretty cool. And then she's got the usual stuff, and the Barbed Shield, which is the shield that she has, grants her the ability to do Shield Wall, and grants her +3 defense against non-flanking attacks, and melee attackers have a 30% chance of suffering the bleed effect, and then her Life Drinker Sword grants Demolisher, Sundered Defense, Taunted, and Lifesteal. I guess, okay, it just grants Lifesteal by itself, and these other 3 I get from traits. Otherwise I was thinking, damn, my traits are useless with this sword, but no. Yeah, because this is going to do the exact same thing with all these bonuses here. So, looks cool. We're going to send her to go and pillage the rest of the seas. For now, she's just going out hunting. She likes doing that. So, that'll be good for her. And, you can actually act. Let's go explore this new island. It's a bit distant. But who knows what there might be to find here. Actually, there's something in the water. Okay, nothing for us. What about here? Wow, just bears. Bear Island. There is actually a bear island in real life. Bjørnia. Right between northern Norway and Svalbard. Pretty cool place. I've not been there myself, but I have been to another very small island up in the Arctic called Jan Mayen, which pretty cool. Did research there on giant murderous birds called great skuas. You know what those are? You'll know that they are not very friendly. So, looking here, we have 2 turns until the estate hall there is done. How's it going here? What if we... 2 turns until the workshop is done. And we can further expand the population, which I think I'm going to do. I want to make sure that our cities, at least early on, have some rapid expansion going on, because that's a big boon, and I think it's worth the Imperium, especially since, like, our affinities aren't really making us progress down this tree all that much. We could already get battlefield looting, so I'm just going to check to see if there's anything we want to save up here. That's actually kind of good, but our gold situation is pretty solid. Metropolitan Society. Cities that share a border with a throne city gain 10% in all types of income. Holy crap, that's good. But that's not what we need now. And Breastplate of the Champion, Tier 4 Breastplate. That's pretty solid. And we're already down to here. Wow, okay. Gain a Whispering Stone, roads, all that type of stuff. No, I'm fine with spending our Imperium. Revel without a cause. Your steward insists you hold a formal feast for your distinguished subjects. Unsurprisingly, the event is tedious and insipid. Guests wearing suffocating dresses and awkward robes sit at long tables, solemnly chewing bland meals. Troubadours play dull tunes reserved for refined banquets per tradition. A dancing bear has fallen asleep. A conjurer fruitlessly tries to retrieve his doves from the Great Hall's rafters. Someone sneezes, then promptly apologizes. It has fallen you to add some spice to this dreadful feast. How will you proceed? We can seek pleasure in inhibited forms of entertainment. Ooh, that sounds exciting. It would cause us to lose some stability, or we can spend some gold. We can share our best wines and ales. We'd have a 50% chance with our Chaos Affinity test to gain Chaos Boon, which would temporarily increase our stability. Or 50% chance to lose some stability. This would just lose stability, and then... Why would we... because it costs gold. Yeah, screw it. I'm not spending gold. We're going to seek pleasure in inhibited forms of entertainment. I'm just going to leave, and the Viceroy is going to leave, and, you know, who knows where he's going to go. I'll leave that up to your imagination, what inhibited forms of entertainment might entail. It's all behind closed doors, so... Hand only knows. Such things, you know, the priesthood doesn't care so much about that with our civilization. Alright, so this is actually quite cheap now, so we're going to definitely do this, which is going to allow us to spread here. And what are we gonna want to get? I think we want to get some more quarries going. So let's get a quarry going right here up in these hills. That seems like we can chop it up for resources. So we're going to do exactly that. Orders required. Yes, go ahead this way. Drop into friendly waters for the time being so that you can heal up this mercenary unit. And the estate hall is basically done. Our stability isn't great, so we need to actually build that up. So we're going to construct a bathhouse, which is kind of boring, but it is what it is. This one's doing okay, but we're going to immediately construct it into a steel hall. I want to have our buildings or our cities be in a very strong position rapidly. Okay, our Materium, our Empire Affinity stuff is still going, and our scouts are going to actually head down onto this bare island, because this one's a little bit closer by. We're going to seize this watchtower. Oh, it's a very tiny island. Basically, all we would do here is build an outpost so that we can gain access to this Reaper's Hollow. And we're going to check this bit of flotsam here. That looks like it might be something. As for this landmass, well, this might be ripe for colonization. We're going to send our scout over this way across these mountains, see what there is to find on this, or in this direction. So, I could already send... I mean, we could just build a small island city right here, right? It would be kind of a shitty place to build a city, though. But there is a lot of stuff in the water. And you can, of course, expand your cities out into the water quite a ways, which is cool. I like that you can do that. But we're just going to have to wait and see here. You're going to hold on. We can actually, I think, start constructing... Oh, man, I want to build a mage-lock cannon. It costs 100 war spoils. Okay, we need to get war spoils. In order to get war spoils, we need to attack enemy free cities. Or empires, of course. So, the moment we find one of those, we're going to war. We need plunder. Huh. You know what? She's just going. Screw it. She isn't waiting for her troops to heal. They either heal or they die. That's their problem. That is her way. Alright, we got 15 turns left. We need to build one more farm, which should be quite easy. I want to kind of build it near one of our other farms, so I think actually building a farm here up on these highlands is going to be a good call. How many turns left? We got 3 turns left for this city. We could spend our Imperium, but I think we're going to hold on to it for now. Yeah, this one's going to cost even more. But we could start building farms here, too. So, as soon as we can expand here, I think I'm going to build farms down in these lowlands. Down by the water. These look like arable lands, kind of, well, this one's a bit, you know, bouldery. Here we have some marshy territory. I mean, marshes can be turned into swamps. Or marshes can be turned into farms. Look at the Netherlands. It's like all we do. Alright, so we're going to attack here. Hopefully we don't lose our damage unit. We did not. Fantastic. Great. Visor of Farsight. We gain +1 defense and +1 vision range. You know what? She's going to put this on. I'm going to remove her funny helmet. I'm actually going to try and have the gear that they wear kind of correspond with the helmets that they use. So we're going to equip this Visor of Farsight. And in turn, we're going to adjust her appearance to something that makes sense. I have a mod that basically allows access to all of the different appearances available. But I'm just going to be using ones that make sense for things. Okay, these ones don't look great. Anything here that looks like a visor? I'm pretty sure the Mystic culture is gonna have something that looks about right. Otherwise, you know, all they have is these things. I mean, that's a visor, right? Yeah, that's basically a visor. We'll give it, there we go. She's wearing a cool black mask. We can actually change up her hair. I didn't even see what hairstyle she had. She's going to have absolutely wild black hair. Black hair? No. It's going to be a bit more red. Huron's hair is black, but there we go. Looks good. Looks kind of creepy. But that's fine. Right, go take out these creatures. Dire penguins, run them down. Hunt them for meat. Penguin bacon. It is the way. Alright, another Wand of the Rising Dead. Necromancy is strictly forbidden under the Ashen Covenant, so that is going to be disenchanted. So we'll be doing that right there. Goodbye. So we have 160 of this stuff. Binding Essence, which we can use to create items in the Item Forge. Now, I haven't unlocked the Item Forge yet, so that's going to be fun when it unlocks. We've completed the research for Ignite, so now we can light things on fire. And we can take Fiery Bullets. That sounds like fun. It's going to further increase the effectiveness of our ranged troops, which is what I want. I want deadly, absolutely just ungodly deadly ranged troops. You're going to go, ooh, pick off the turtles? Yeah, hunt the turtles. Hunt everything. Pillage the seas. Okay, our troops are still technically alive, but they're not doing great. Alright, you're going to have some cuisses. You're going to put these on yourself. There you go. Bit of extra defense. And she has leveled up. So, she's going to take Searing Weapons. Fantastic. Fiery Sword. Get up there. Ah, we can just grab that, can't we? I could send my Observer to do that, but I don't see any point in doing that right now, so... Observer is going to go up and explore this other island up here. Because we may as well. But hi, bears. Oh. Nosarax can already colonize another province. So, I think we're just going to take this this farm here. I'm going to take this farmland right up here. And be done with it. Yeah. Great. So, quest for cultivation has been completed. The first sowing of the season has passed. And return to you a pleased Hand of Mar Council Deputy.
A grand day for the Hand of Mar, the deputy proclaims. With this new farmland, our people thrive and our cities will expand greatly. Your wisdom truly knows no bounds, Viceroy. The Council of the Hand of Mar is grateful.
Your people are grateful for this prosperity and gather to hear your wisdom. What message do you proclaim to your Hand of Mar? True honor in the Hand of Mar lies in military service. I would like that, but we don't need the draft. No. Nurture the crops that I have given you. This will be the only time you get anything. And Ashgate can also annex another province immediately. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to give Ashgate some farming lands as well, because it needs to be able to expand more quickly, too. So, we're looking good there. That's 3 turns until the Steel Hall is complete. Bathhouse is going to be completed in 2 turns. We are holding on to our Imperium for now, because there is stuff I actually want to get. And our other observer, all the way down here, can continue exploring this coastline, or we can head out into the water. Oh, I just realized you can actually hover over it and it'll flash red if there are enemies. That's all. No, it does not. Okay, never mind. Because that one didn't flash red, but there were still enemies. Cool. So, Huron is going to I don't think there was anything out here. We're going to send the snakes to go and investigate. And Huron is going to embark, and he's going to go pillaging around the high seas as well, as we look for plunder and loot. Spells are ready to cast. I think we're going to not cast that, but we are going to ready up fiery. No, we're not, because that still needs to be researched. Fiery bullets for our ranged units. That'll cause our, mage locks to fire ash-bound incendiary rounds, which is, I mean, that's just awesome. Who doesn't want that? Oh man, I want war spoils. I want cannons. This makes me want to play an Empire campaign in Warhammer Total War, though admittedly Warhammer Total War is not in the best of states right now. Thank you, CA. I really want to do that on my channel, but boy oh boy. Yeah, go grab this loot. 69 gold. Nice. Right, she is now going to take out these octopuses here and liberate this shipwreck. I think we're going to have to manually fight this because we have 2 units that are very close to death, and I'd like to keep them alive. Uh-oh, that's a weird but also really cool map. Actually, it might be advantageous to us. They're going to have to come through here, or they're going to have to go around. Either way, that's going to slow them down. So, we're going to plop Livinia right here. Along with, the Dragoon. Which, so this thing can shoot and do other stuff, which is pretty cool. Alright, do a harrying shot. Boom. I mean, that was pretty good damage. We're going to get our, troops here. They're going to drop some marks on that one. Like, mark as in the, the status effect, not, dropping some Marxist, philosophy on them or anything. That is not what we are doing. Alright, yeah, how are we looking? We're looking good. So they are currently nibbling on some of our boats, which is rude. So we're going to have to introduce them to some lead. Oh my god, they can almost just straight up kill that thing. Could have our halberdiers come in, but that seems reckless to do that. Or, oh wow, Livinia Karst can just make it die. Yeah, well, then, Livinia, just make it die. The gunners can shoot something else then. Look at that. Kraken Hunter. So, 90% chance with our Mage Lock gunners, fine. Take out these goddamn water elementals. You guys can do the same. Solid work, really. And our dragoons are going to fight these squids over here. Yeah, they're octopuses, they're not squids. Big difference. Squids are dumb as hell, octopuses are pretty smart. That's the main difference you need to worry about. Okay, our dragoons are taking a bit of damage, which is unfortunate, so she may actually have to rest her soldiers, which she's going to be upset about, but it is the way it is, so we only have a 50% chance to shoot those ones. Okay, now we can shoot them with these, which was much more effective. You are just going to kill them, which is going to open up Livinia for the attack here, and she's going to take them out with her heavy warship. Nice. Everything's dead. What do we get out of that? A whole lot of research, a whole lot of production, and a whole lot of gold. I like it. So, we're going to have to build an outpost here, because I want to make sure that we secure this Reaper's Hollow, and it would be really good if we could permanently secure this watchtower as well. So it's going to be able to watch the seas. So, the bathhouse is almost done. We're going to immediately queue up something else. God damn, we could get our tier 4 buildings already. Or we can build an item forge, which is going to actually allow us to forge items. Let's do that, because I'm curious as to what that's going to do. It's going to take 2 turns. Do we want to be building anything right now? Again, I want to find out if Dragoons are going to crash my game if I go into a battle with them, so we're going to wait on building more of those. Special Province Improvements grant +5 gold. That's going to be really good. Special province improvements are basically the ones that you have to build from the actual building screen rather than building on the provinces directly. I mean, you still build them on the provinces. It's just you have to. They're unique. They're different from the regular things that you put on provincial buildings. We're gonna take battlefield looting. I mean, we're doing a lot of battlefield looting, so that's pretty cool. Do we want to spend any Imperium? We got a little bit left here, so we could. No. Ashgate was 90, and Nosarax is 54. God damn it, we're 1 Imperium. Almost there. So close. You were so close. Right. Huron Karst, gotta take out these goddamn octopuses, so we're gonna, just auto-resolve this one. Turned out pretty okay. A unicorn? Can I turn this into bacon? I'm not writing that. Hold on. That should... No, it did not. Alright, well... So much for that, then. Right, we're gonna take these out, too. Slaughtering the wildlife. Ah, a Nemu. We could recruit it. It would cost us 50, so we can't do that. Alright, Punisher's Halberd. That's pretty cool stuff. I like the Punisher's Halberd. +2 retaliation attacks, grants cavalry and giant slayer. It's a cool item. Don't have anybody that's currently going to... Actually... Fuck it. No, she's got 2 items here. But halberds are just... Halberds are just cool. So we're gonna give her a halberd. Screw it. It's a lot of damage, you know? Yeah. Make her do even more damage. I'm okay with this. What about disenchanting? Anything we can... Oh, we can technically disenchant this pistol and sword. We don't need that. I mean, every other hero we get is gonna come with one, so... Get rid of it. Oh, we can disenchant the unicorn. Fuck yes. Hey ya. Alright. And yeah, so she's like a infantry character, so giving her a 2-handed weapon is good. Because she's not like riding around on a horse on a ship, right? That's just weird. So he's gonna level up. And so we could give him better leadership capabilities. Experienced leader. All units in the army would gain 2 experience per turn. Would be good. Or we give him defensive training. I'm going to give him defensive training. We've given them offensive training. We're going to give him defensive training as well. Want a varied army with multiple capabilities. Okay, so we're going to send the Snecks back. How are the scouts doing here? We're going to send them inland. Okay, that is some resources. It's being guarded by some penguins, but it's not being guarded very well by those penguins. So we're just going to take those resources in the next turn. And here... See, this is what's so confusing, is like, now it really looks like there's nothing there. It's also blue around it. No, there is nothing there. Or it just shows up when I'm 1 square away from it. That is very annoying. Okay, we're going to head this way. There seems to be something in these mountains here. Some scrolls. So we're going to grab that. Spells are ready to launch technically, but once again, I'm going to be holding off on our bronze golems until we need them as a defensive measure. Or as... No, again, I'm only building them in the cities because it makes sense for actually, like, forging them, not just conjuring them onto some distant battlefield. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They may have actually reworked the summoning rules at some point, that you can't do that. But in case you still can, I'm not going to with that particular type of unit. For like summoning elementals, sure, no problem. But golems? So yeah, lots of pillaging along the high seas, and we absolutely need to set up an outpost. We want to set it up. Yeah, like what are the different provinces here? This is one, I'm sure. Yeah, that's one. So we have to put it here, I think. That way we can expand into the Reaper's Hollow. Which counts as a research post, will grant 5 research and 25 Imperium, 2 mana, 2 knowledge, +1 soul for each hero in the crypt. Damn, it's pretty good. So we're gonna want to clear that out as soon as possible. So where do we build this outpost? We can build it anywhere here. So I'm just gonna build it right smack dab in the middle of this settlement. I'm gonna start constructing the outpost here. It's going to expand into the Reaper's Hollow as soon as we can, and Stormscale Serpent is going to return to Ashgate, and Huron is going to sail down south There's a glint on the horizon. He's seen it in his spyglass. Multiple glints on the horizon, actually. We'll take this one first. More penguins. Harvest them for their meat. Excellent. Dismiss them. We can't do anything with them anyways, and that's a lot of money. We are pretty rich, and we have produced our steel hull in Ashgate. Fantastic. So we can immediately start constructing the next building, which I'm going to follow the same pattern, so we're going to construct a stonemason there. And we're going to immediately increase the population, because why the hell not? Does Ashgate need a port already? Nautical? What is this? It's occupied, though, so no. Actually, we're not going to take a port. Yet. I'm going to get more farming land. I'm going to do that. And how are we looking here in Nosarax? So, the item forge is almost done. We can also increase the population, because it's only 36. Otherwise, it'll take 2 turns. Seems worth it. There is a reef out here, a pearl mine. That could be quite good. But I kind of want to fill out the territories that are right nearby beforehand. So, let's see here. We're probably going to be building a lot of quarries here. So, I think we're going to cluster up some quarries right next to each other. It's going to allow us to construct things quicker. I'm actually going to queue up the next thing down the line. Which could do a mana forge. 5 mana, 5 production. It's only going to take 1 turn. So, I may as well queue up the next thing too. Could be a workers guild. We only get 1 guild. But extra production, perhaps? Perhaps. Wizard's Tower level 2, extra Imperium. Cost 200 mana. Now I can afford that. Do it. Right. So, we're gonna steal this out from under the noses of these large aquatic birds. And, so, we've explored part of this island. This island is a bit bigger, so it'd be cool if we built a city here, actually. This would be a good place to build a city. So we're actually going to task Livinia to go up and clear this area, because this looks like a fantastic place to build a city. We got mana crystals, we got a quarry, we got a gold mine up there, we got whatever the hell this is, astral dew. Yeah, all kinds of good stuff here. So if we were to start building a city basically here-ish, then we could expand up that way. We could expand down this way. There's a reef here, a pearl reef. I think that'd be really good. So we're going to send her up that way, but she's, of course, going to attempt to clear out everything in her path beforehand, because that's just who she is. So we're going to go up and gather these scrolls to get more knowledge, which is good stuff. And head down this way. This looks like a much larger island. So, yeah, you're going to hold position for now. It's all ready to launch. You're lying. And we're going to end our turn. I'm really enjoying the Reaver culture. They have such a cool aesthetic, and I'm not normally one for like gunpowder and more of the Renaissance aesthetic in fantasy. Like, I don't particularly like the aesthetic of the Empire in Warhammer. I love the Empire in Warhammer. It's not because of their aesthetic that I like them. But these guys, they just look cool. There's something about like the helmets that they have, the Morions. They look kind of like the Portuguese tercios, and their halberds look, they look reasonable. They're not oversized fantasy halberds. It's the same with the guns. Like, they're big, but if you look at an actual, like, 1500s arquebus, these things are pretty gigantic. So, it makes sense. So, we have ourselves our... we can't expand here until we actually clear this place out. So, we're gonna just hold off on that. We've built our item forge, so now we can actually start forging items.
Is the item forge. Here you can forge new items for your heroes. You may choose what kind of item it is and what it can do. The only limitation is the amount of binding essence you have and which magic materials you have collected.
Okay. You can gain binding essence by disenchanting items. Yeah, each magic material unlocks its own unique upgrades that can be used in the forge. Okay. Collecting more of the same material will unlock more powerful infusions. I like this. Each infusion has a point cost. The total amount of points used determines the tier of the item as well as the cost. Each infusion added also increases the cost. It will take more resources and time to build more powerful and complex items. Only one item can be crafted at a time. This process can be cancelled at any time before the item is completed, refunding all resources. Good to know. Let's have a look. Arsenal. No, we click here. Okay, so we can pick what we want here. Can we build a... Oh, yeah. We can build a mage lock. Can we do a pistol and sword, though? No, we can only pick a sword. That's also a sword. But I guess you can pick the look of the sword. Show locked. There might be a, like, a two-handed option for it. Yes, indeed. Pistol and sword. Cool business. Okay, I think we need to forge ourselves a cool pistol and sword. So what can we do here? +2 physical damage per item tier. What can we get here? Provoke. That would inflict taunt. Which we have because of... Not sure why we have this, but apparently we have it. And then here, look at this. It's 10% critical hit chance. Ooh. So can we do, like, multiple? No, we cannot. We can only select one of each of these. This would be a heavy pistol and sword. I don't think we want provoke on that. What about, yeah, this is just physical damage. Animal Slayer? 40% extra damage to animal units? I mean, 20% extra damage on retaliation attacks. You could also have it inflict bleeding. I mean, we could get all of these on this, right? I mean, that would be a tier 3 item. Tier 4 even. Oh my god. Takes 350. It'd be called the Vengeful Bloodletter. This is the retaliation. This is the bleed. That would inflict bleed on shooting attacks, right? No, it would not. So that would inflict a bleed. Oh, fuck, this is a basic attack. So that would cause that to inflict bleed. But the retaliation is then not as useful. So we could remove that. And then we could actually do it. Takes 3 turns. The Vengeful Bloodletter. It's not really vengeful if, Huntsman's Pistol and Sword? Yeah, I like that. Simple name. Let's go. Build that. We're gonna, of course, be giving that to the Viceroy. It's his own commissioned pistols and swords for, you know, commissioned from the Artificers Guild directly. He likes doing that type of stuff. Anything can bolster his ability to kill his enemies. Right, we're going to deal with more aquatic wildlife. We have ourselves a Wand of Lightning Strike. Alright. I might hold on to that. You know what? I'm going to give that to my sister. Seems like that matches her temperament. I'm just going to give her a little bit of a ranged attack. We can also theoretically disenchant our white horse. Let's not worry too much about what's happening there. And anything else? Disenchant the barbed shield? No, hold on to it. Crown we're going to hold on to as well, because we may have another hero coming quite soon once we get ourselves another city. So, she's healing up now, her troops are healing up, everything is well. We're not going to expand this outpost until we actually take the Reaper's Hollow. Only one force can go into the Reaper's Hollow at once. Already we're going to send our scouts inside, and they are going to report a sinister necropolis crafted by the ancient Shadrai. Its tunnels and burial chambers seem to expand, almost as if they are alive and seek to accommodate any new inhabitants throughout the ages. This tomb doesn't merely hunger for the bodies of the dead, it yearns to feast upon their very souls. Sounds bad.
Cold light shone in through the lancet windows of the Chamber of the Eye, but it did little to dull the atmosphere of frenetic heat that raged within the hexagonal room. Built high atop the partially constructed Tower of the Covenant, the silhouettes of scaffolding and labor thralls still blocked out some of the light filtering in through the windows. But it was the light within that gave the chamber its atmosphere. 7 cast-iron braziers dominated the space, 6 in a radially symmetric ring around a far larger one, positioned at the center of the chamber. Each hung from the ceiling by soot-blackened iron chains, and each was inscribed with glowing golden glyphs. They hung, suspended at chest height, while 7 priests attended them, 1 to each. The braziers were denoted numerically in a counterclockwise fashion, with the first in the sequence being the one cardinally aligned to cartographical west, to the throne of Mar in distant Corvost. The brazier at the center of the chamber was unnumbered. It was the Nihil Flame, and its fires burned not in the material world, but in the astral sea. Its flickering was slow and lethargic, Its flames moved like water, not fire. The other 6 burned more conventionally, though their golden hue was a sign of their partially displaced congruence from the nihil flame. They were vestiges of the Ashen Hand, all. Motes of the goddess's will made manifest, projected into the material world by the nihil flame, and mirrored perfectly to the flames carried by the observer drones. Each flame was tended to by a single black-robed, black-helmed priest, who regularly held his or her hands to the flames or cast sacred alchemically transmuted ashes into the braziers. The entire chamber crackled and hissed, the sounds bouncing and resonating from the walls of geometrically hewn stone to almost sound like a voice, a hissing, susurrating voice that spoke in profane, wordless syllables. The priests listened. The fires of the second brazier shifted, altering the frequency of their crackling. The priest, tending to the brazier, cocked his head to the side. He shuddered, his hand gnarling into a rictus claw as he held it before the flame. As one, the other 6 priests turned their helmed heads towards the second.
"A disturbance?"
The high priestess, tending to the nihil flame, inquired.
"Yes,"
the second priest answered, his voice distant, as though he was not entirely within the chamber they all stood in.
"Familiar. Dark. The rays of light obscured. Dawn's fire unraveled."
"Where?" the high priestess demanded.
"To the east. A distant island. The passage of sevenfold dawns. A trackless sea. An unknown horizon. An image of sails cast in the absence of flame."
"An omen?" the 4th priest asked, sounding concerned.
"Yes," the second priest affirmed. "Flame's absence bodes ill. A ship, 2 weeks' sail distant. The observer has detected it."
"Such is not unheard of," the 3rd priestess said, cautiously. "Traders do periodically pass through these uncharted waters. Perhaps a vessel of our own lost in—"
"Sails cast in the absence of flame," the second priest reiterated, more firmly. "Not ours, not traders. Something else."
"Familiarity," the high priestess said, repeating the second priest's words.
"Dark. Light obscured." "Yes," the second priest answered. "A disruption in the voice. An occultation. Another voice to eclipse that of our goddess."
"Impossible," the 6th priest said. "The Ashen Hand's voice cannot be eclipsed by that of another from within the astral sea. We bear a direct link."
"Not from the astral sea," the high priestess said, gravely. "From the material world."
"Who? And from where?" the 6th priest demanded.
"From Istragul,"
the high priestess answered. The room fell silent. A ship from Istragul. Its presence alone blotted out the light. It carried darkness within it like the bearer of some hideous plague. A vestige of the will of the thing that slew the Ashen Hand's first god vessel. The presence of an unknown deity. That nightmare thing that engulfed Istragul in its chittering darkness. It was here. It was coming. Every one of the priests came to the same conclusion at once. Eventually, the high priestess spoke.
"I will project a sending through the nihil flame to the Grand Pyre and Corvost. Queen Mar must be warned. The doom of Istragul has followed us."
Dark tidings, indeed. Black sails on the horizon. With an arachnid banner, I can only hope they didn't spot our observers. They probably did, though. The observers aren't exactly stealthy. They glow. Well, that could be bad. We're just gonna have to make do. I think it's time we're actually going to send Huron Karst up to reinforce his sister. He has spies in his sister's army, of course, and it would appear that she has gotten herself bogged down up in the north, but that she has found something of interest. So, at the very least, we'll go and investigate. And while we're going to investigate, we will pick up some mage locks along the way. And we'll construct a new building here. What could we construct? A lodestone foundry. 10 mana income, 5 production income. That could be quite good. Or we can build a bolstering matrix. Materium buff and healing spells grant 3 bolstered defense. I think we have chaos spells currently. This is... no, actually, can't tell. But they are. Can we see that in our spellbook anywhere? I thought this would show. But it doesn't actually show what the affinities for this are. This is interesting. So I don't know what these do, precisely. Chaos buff and healing spells grant 3 strengthened. I don't think we have any buff spells anyways. All we have is debuffs, so we're going to hold off on that. And I think since we're recruiting more troops, we're also going to build a vendor. It's only going to take 1 turn to finish, so we will immediately queue up something else while we're at it. Perhaps the Workers' Guild, but perhaps there's other guilds that we could get. A Farmers' Guild would be nice to further increase our influence. A blacksmith, mayhaps, would allow us to unlock an armory, grant more draft income, but we need foresters for that. Well, you know what? We'll queue up a market afterwards. This is, after all, going to be a trade hub for our Corvost Imperium, so should act like one. So we have more Imperium to spend. But let's see if there's anything we want to immediately get here. The Metropolitan City might be good, but it's not going to benefit us just yet. Nor is this. As is building roads. I mean, roads are great. But we have roads throughout our own territory anyways, and because of the matter of islands, and there's already a road here. So, our islands are going to be covered in roads as is, so being able to build roads is actually not all that useful. Increasing our city cap by 1 is, of course, really good, but that's not going to benefit us right now because we haven't reached our city cap. We have everything here that we need. The defeating an infestation, I don't care so much about. Yeah. That's good, but we don't need it yet. That's good. I'm going to save. We're going to let 1 turn go by. Otherwise, that's going to be a bit expensive. Oh, we have some move points left with an observer. So be it. Then, we're going to head up this way, just a little. And down here as well, okay. Well, let's see what there is to be found here. More enemies. Fantastic. Alright, so I manually fought out a battle between Livinia Karst and some of the beasts up here to see if the Dragoons are, in fact, bugged in the battle screen. They are. It looks really weird. They're a very cool unit, though. They can shoot and then move, but unfortunately it seems like I'm not going to be able to use them for now. Ooh, a Bone Wyvern Mount. That's Necromancy. That will not be permitted, so we're going to have to disenchant that just as soon as we can. Alright, so she's going to retreat there. I'm actually going to send this Dragoon unit back to this outpost to guard it. And our scouts here are going to move this way. There's actually something down here. No, just more enemies. Cool. The Wizard's Tower is complete in Nos Arax. The market will be almost done. 2 turns. I suppose we can already immediately queue up a mint. Get ourselves even more gold income. And how are we doing here in Ashgate? 1 more turn to finish up the stonemason. Wonderful. We will then construct a storehouse, followed by a vendor. Let's just get everything queued up that we might need. We have a decent garrison right there, so we don't need to worry too much about anything further there. As for Huron himself, he has already moved up, and our observers are, doing observery things. They're going to fly south here. We have found some frigid land beneath us. Intriguing. Alright, Nosarax has produced a Mage Lock unit. So, what we will be doing is actually putting one of our Harriers out of this force. They can help defend here, and we are going to bring one of these Mage Locks into the Viceroy's army directly. I would like to bring more mage locks into the army, but I don't know if we want to be losing anything else. The Harriers are good with their nets, and the Mercenaries are cool because they're a pike wall, or a halberd wall in this case. And the Overseers are quite good, with the Marking Blast as well, and their ability to heal. So I think that's just going to be what it is. The other one is just going to function as a guard unit there. Ashgate has produced its Stonemason. Fantastic. We can actually recruit some extra units here. What do we have in this force? We have a Harrier already. Let's build a second Harrier for Ashgate. And we'll still have 2 more units available in that force. So we'll, of course, have a unit of Overseers to lead the force. That seems reasonable. That'll be our garrison there. We may as well set up a proper garrison in this city as well. So let's recruit 2 units of mercenaries. We'll have a lot of gold quite soon. So we're going to immediately send him to the edge of the territory here, and he's going to start sailing up. This Dragoon, I'm just going to have to move out of my army because it looks really weird. It's very unfortunate that that is the way it is, but that is the way it is. No sense in building a watchtower here for various reasons, but let's build palisade walls so that this place can at least be defended. And we're not going to expand it right now. And I think she's going to take on this unit of spiders and plants here, which is the exact same army that we fought before, which she can take out quite easily. Another Wand of Lightning Strike. I don't think you can wield 2 of the same thing, can you? No. Then I think I'm going to disenchant it. No, that's the equipped one. We'll disenchant this one. The Bone Wyvern we're going to be disenchanting. Okay, I just disenchanted the one that she held, even though I had this one clicked on, whatever. Just equip that one now if you would. Cool. Right. It's not that big of a deal. And she has leveled up. So, she will be taking, I think, fighting or Sentinel? Sentinel grants first strike. Does she already get first strike? She does, because she's wielding a halberd. So not much point in getting that, but she will deal 20% extra damage with retaliation and opportunity attacks, which would be okay. I don't know if that's worth it, though. Because this is just going to be 10% damage to all attacks. So we'll take fighting. Fighting rank 1. And she gets her first signature skill, which is also going to be maybe a Draining Blade? Or we can also take Frostfire Detonation. I think I'm going to give her Frostfire Detonation as well. She'll have a bomb available. That's not her actually casting a spell. It's just using a grenade. So we're going to send our observers out over here. Okay, back over to the sea. So we'll just skirt around this island here. Hope we don't encounter any more strange black-sailed vessels. I am not entirely confident I can take that just yet. She will, I think. But perhaps she'll heal up her forces. And the Huntsman's Pistol and Sword is done. So, that is of course going to be replacing right here. So, his weapons are going to be a hell of a lot more effective, which means we can disenchant this basic pistol and sword. Don't tell me I just... No, I did not. I am very confused. Reaver Saber? No, Huntsman's Pistol and Sword. You gotta confirm. That's always the problem. I don't confirm. Alright. Observers here. Yeah, continue making your way around this portion of the continent. Plenty of things to discover here. A nice isthmus. Along with an old battle site guarded by some hell pigs. Interesting. First required. Yeah, you're holding position here, Reaver. Or... I may just get rid of them. I think I'm just going to get rid of them because they're quite expensive. Unfortunate, but I need to figure out exactly what's wrong with that unit and then figure out how to work around it. Because I'm hoping it's a mod, and I just didn't figure out which one it was. Because there's one mod that I can't uninstall without breaking the game, and I'm hoping it's not that one. But that one is at least getting an update, so maybe that'll fix that, if that is indeed that. Otherwise, this is an issue with the Reaver culture, which... is not ideal. That is bugged on launch. Seems like a big thing, considering this is kind of what the game was, or this whole DLC was released for. Okay. So, yeah, move into the water. And we'll be there in 2 turns. She is going to pull up position here just to heal up her troops, and we have completed Fiery Arrows. Perfect. So Fiery Arrows is done. We can now get Engraving of Focus. Could be good. Or Searing Blades. Burning Weapons. Extra fire damage. Yeah, you know what? We will. We'll get Burning Weapons. And we are going to cast Fiery Arrows, because of course we are. Our observers here. Yeah, still on this southern part of the continent here. I want to find out what more is going on here. How far this goes around. As it so appears, it goes around quite a bit, and then it immediately connects to something else. This is actually a different landmass, interestingly enough. Another small island within an island, or next to an island. That's cool. It's actually kind of realistic. 2 turns until this mint is done. Our gold supplies are slightly decreasing, but we can start getting a Merchant's Guild going up. That would increase the amount of gold per mine. So I would like to look and see how many mines could we potentially create here, because it doesn't look like we're going to have much room for any more of them on this island. So creating a Merchant's Guild there might not be beneficial, because we might be able to, say, build a... what's the one? The other guild. The Workers' Guild. It's per quarry. That'd be a lot of extra production. I'm going to do that. We're going to queue that up. You can only have 1 guild per place. But that is going to have a ton of production be functioning there. So that, yeah, our capital is going to be able to expand quite quickly. This one, there's also not very many mines, so not a place for that. Whereas, I think if we build up here, there's going to be 2 gold mines close by. There might even be more. I don't know. 2 might be the best we can hope for, but we'll see. You are in a garrison now. You're holding position. And you are going to continue exploring south. Let's see what we find over this way. Okay. So, more mage locks being produced in Nosarax. And Ashgate can immediately annex yet another province. So, I'm thinking more farmlands for now. We'll start building out on the water soon enough. Actually, this farmland is absolute trash. It's because it's a swamp. We need to switch this up. Okay, so building farms. We can build swamps, or we can build farms here, but it's terrible. Okay, good to know. Quarries then? We just quarry everything? Is that how we do this? Through farming. Who needs farms? When you can get production in mines. Let's do that. Quarries it is. Vendor is almost done, so we will build a granary. If we're not going to be building farms, we will be doing that. And this one's going to need to be replaced, so I think we can do that. We can replace it with a quarry or a forester. Let's just build a forester there. We'll build some other foresters out here. More like swampers. Not really foresters, are they? They're in a swamp. 18 Imperium. We can afford that. So, what are we going to be doing here? This is a farm, so that can be done. And again, I want to kind of fill out these 2 territories, so we'll quickly do that. You are going to take 162. Speaking of Imperium, special province districts grant 5 extra gold income. Not going to be useful to us right now, because we don't have any of those. We almost have this unlocked. When you win a battle, you have a 25% chance of gaining a tier 1 or 2 unit that can be produced in a city. Ooh. Lure of the Horde. That's pretty good. I like that. Forced March is also cool. Your units in cities gain +2 vision range and 3 sensing range. That's also quite good. Don't need that. Oh, okay. I'd like to get some other affinities going at some point, but for now it's Chaos and Materium. So we're going to be sending Huron across the shores here. He's going to take out these penguins while he's at it. As for her, we could attack the bears, but what we could also do before we attack the bears is finally summon these goddamn golems. So they're going to join her army. And we've got our fiery arrows ready to go. So let's enchant all of these. It's going to increase their damage. So we'll have burning nets and flame-wreathed guns. Alright, let's go take these out. So hopefully this works out for us. We're fighting in, distracting whispers. Every 2 turns, one of the attacking units has a 90% chance of becoming distracted. Okay. That's, slightly problematic. Let's be cautious. She doesn't trust what's going on here. So, she's going to advance here with the pikes, or the halberds, I should say. Who, we'll move this one a little bit, in a slightly more cautious posture. And let's, actually, no, let's put the golems in front. You're gonna go here. Golems can go up in the front here. Whereas these halberds can take up position right alongside. And then she's going to take up position right here in the middle. And then we're gonna get our gunners up into position here. They are immediately going to start, aiming at the bears. No, they cannot. I thought they could. Maybe they can. Hold on. Okay. We're gonna do it like this. This is even better. We'll have a little bit of a choke point here. That's not actually helping me now, is it? Okay. Do you just stand in the middle then? Yeah, I guess she's just gonna stand in the middle. Alright, fine. Then these guys can go up, and now they can aim at the bears. We want to start getting the marks. You can also aim at the bears. Wonderful. Everyone aim at the bear. That thing looks scary. Technically, we should probably be aiming at the flying things, the wyverns. Sorry about that. The scroller sometimes is like, yeah, we're going away forever. Okay, a little bit of icy webbing there. That was painful. And you're gonna spit some stuff at Lavinia. The bear's coming in at Lavinia as well. Oh no, you're coming in at okay, you're coming in at everyone. Cool. Makes sense, I guess. Okay, bear is top priority. Bear has cleave attacks, which are not nice. So our gunners are gonna shoot the bears. But what we can also do is, I mean, mark it even more. That's 4 marks. Yeah, we're gonna do a ton of damage here. All right. Oh yeah, this is gonna be absolutely brutal. These guys, point blank, 56 damage. That's a lot. I just want to point that out. That is a lot of damage. I'm just gonna kill it with the guns. Screw it. Going bear hunting. All right, the copper golems are going to absorb the attacks from the spiders, because this is a bit of a throwaway unit. I don't really care if they die. She can advance, but then that's going to reduce her attacks by 1. So I want to kill it, but it's not going to die. Ah, okay, never mind. It's going to die. Sweet. Well, then these are going to get in on this wyvern and deal some damage there. As for these halberdiers, I think we're going to hold them where they are right now, because there's no point in moving them, because we're about to create our own opening next turn. So if we decide to have them go around, well, maybe actually we won't create an opening, because they've just closed into melee. If I lose my copper golems, it's no big deal. Rather lose them than any of these mercenaries. Although, oh man, these wyverns. So, speaking of wyverns, we're going to designate target wyverns, because I've had enough of their flapping about like this, so, see you later. Full-on mage... just dead. just dead. That's it. They're dead. Mage locks here. One of them dead. Oh my god, they're so good. And it's so awesome. Okay, you get up this way and deliver a drive back. I don't think that's actually going to drive them back, but hey, it's going to allow her to move up. No, it won't. Okay, we'll send in the golems. Golems can absorb the attack here, so she can go around and kill them dead. Nice. Oh, the mage locks. They feel good. The sound they make, it's just so chunky. It's like a volley of arquebuses going. It's everything I could have possibly wanted. Alright, let's explore this little gap in here. Okay. No. Definitely not. And you, we have a little bit of territory up here that we can explore. And then we can go this way. Man, having, like, flying scout units is awesome. Just want to say that. So, what are we recruiting here? Some mercs. Buildings are going as they are. Everything's going as they are. Good.
Sins of the Viceroy. Some of your harriers reportedly captured travelers peddling petty wares. Your warriors proved to be cruel prisoner guards. Desperately, the captured traders yank their fetters and beg their captors for release. Upon seeing your arrival, they throw themselves to the ground to grovel. One of your harriers chuckles and shouts, "You think our Viceroy will save you? He has done more heinous things to better men than you."
As your warriors start stomping on the traders, you consider their actions. Are they merely echoing your leadership? We could put them up into the stocks for... Or we could be even more evil. All units controlled by you gain increased morale. For how long? Just forever? Or we could sell the pitiful traders to foreign slavers. Absolutely not. No. We gotta make money, right? You know, money is important. So we're gonna sell them to foreign slavers. That's the best way. The harriers might be upset, but they need to act a little bit disciplined. But the Viceroy will applaud them on their efforts to capture these smugglers. Outpost has been built. We'll construct, or the palisade walls have been built, so we'll construct stone walls there. We'll use the money from the captured traders to construct stone walls. Perfect. Livinia is going to return to the outpost to recuperate, whereas Huron is going to destroy these penguins. Send them back to the depths, yo-ho. And, let's see here. Do we go around? Yeah, we go around. We're just going to destroy everything. He has received a messenger hawk from Livinia that the island is secured. So with that, he will slightly annoyed at being sent out there to help her secure the island, only to arrive and find out she has already done it. He will proceed to direct his fleet to clear out the surrounding hostile wildlife instead. Which will all work out well enough. More gold to be found in some shipwrecks. And she will hold position for now as her forces recuperate. And as for this drone, send it south. More gold to be found amongst yet more shipwrecks. So many shipwrecks here, it is truly fascinating. Now, we have more things available to us now. So, we can... Consolidated industry. Province improvements grant +1 stability for each adjacent province improvement of the same type. That's pretty good, but we don't have stability problems right now, so we'll hold off on that. Whenever you win a battle, yeah, this is a tier 1 or 2 unit that can be produced in the city. Yeah. I mean, if that can get us mage locks, that'd be pretty good. So, I mean, I like that. God, I wish the Dragoons actually worked, because they seem like a really cool unit. So, we are going to send this observer up onto this landmass. But it does look like this landmass is populated by hostiles. So, my alignment has changed to very evil. Wonderful. All is going exactly as according to plan. Troops here. Our garrison is massing. I don't think we need to do any further recruitment now. We'll have 4 garrison units there. We'll have 5 in that city. So actually, let's get 1 more. What's it going to be? It's going to be an overseer. Overseer's got to lead the, everything, right? So, our forces are going to continue raiding the seas here. As we defeat yet more enemies. A Wand of Blizzards. Well, I think that's going to go to her as well. She has a stormy demeanor, so having more wands that are capable of blasting storm magic at our enemies does make a certain degree of sense. Now, we may lose some troops here, so I think I want to actually be very cautious on this battle. We're going to fight this one manually. I don't want to lose those mercenaries, because they have a high level of veterancy that would be a shame if they died to some random mollusks. We can let Huron Karst lead the attack directly. Plenty of things he can do from here, of course. We can start it off by firing his Mage Lock. We'll go squid hunting. Now, we do need a front line, so it is going to be our Harriers here. Our Harriers are going to help by casting their nets onto the water elementals there. The Overseers can move up. Actually, the Overseers are going to drop a heal right here, which is going to in turn allow this unit to actually take up a defensive position, whereas our Mage Locks can then move behind here and immediately start sighting onto the unwounded unit of Krakens. And this one will move into reserve, but will not engage further. So, the Krakens attack the Harriers. That is to be expected. Second unit of Krakens will make directly for Huron Karst's ship. But his vessel, this is not his true vessel at this point. This is simply a transport ship. His vessel, unfortunately, suffered severe damage and will need to be rebuilt. Now, let us see. What can the damage be already? We can already do quite a bit, but if we were to, say, land another mark right here, we could then have our Mage Locks deal absolutely catastrophic damage to that unit, which in turn is going to allow our Harriers to completely finish them off. Excellent. They're dead. Our Mercenaries can charge, but I think... Let's see here. What's the chance here? 20... Unit deals plus 25% damage when flanking. No, this is a good attack for flanking. No. Huron Karst's ship is going to finish off the last of these Krakens, whereas our Mercenaries are going to ram these sea elementals. Our other Mercenaries are going to hold their position. And this battle should be an easy enough victory for us. Some damage being inflicted, but ultimately, it's not true damage, because this is only damage that has already been inflicted. I should have used the assassination, but it's fine. Because we killed them anyways. Critical hit. Lovely. Enemies dead, no losses. Fiery Awake Boots. That seems like something our sister would use. We'll send it to her. She would appreciate such things. In turn, we'll take our more defensive attire for ourselves. Next turn. It's being transported, and we have leveled up. So, what will we take? Precision Training. While Army Leader, all non-hero units in the army gain plus 10% accuracy. Absolutely. So, our forces here are almost healed, almost revived completely. These ones not so much, so we're going to move them into the outposts so that they can also begin restoring themselves. That, my friends, is going to be all for today. We have made some small territorial advancements and cleared out the surrounding water of hostiles, mostly, I should say. Actually, I'm going to move our garrison down here so that they can deal with this nest before it spreads into something worse. Anything around here that needs to be dealt with by our garrison? Yes, actually. So, that'll be ready for next turn. We'll deal with more wretched things. And everything else appears to be in working order. So, that is going to be all for today. Once again, I duly hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, don't hesitate to drop this video a like. That is super cool for the channel and all that type of stuff. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Again, this series is probably going to be bi-weekly. So, expect that in just a couple of days. Alright, everybody. Ash Herder out.